So today we're exploring the second chakra from the ground up. It's our sacral chakra. I always have trouble saying that. And the color's orange and the element is water. So hopefully you have a little water nearby in case if you need a sip soon. And we're going to get started seated. And the point of the sacral chakra is, we're starting on our backs, pardon me. The sacral chakra talks a lot about balancing polarities, expansion, contraction of self and other, of rooting and lifting up, holding and releasing. There's so many things. So today for you all individually, just think of how it's not how far you move into a pose, but how deeply you feel the pose that you are in. Just keep that in mind. And we're going to begin with our soles of feet planted about hips width distance apart on the mat, lying on your backs. Stop the music in the background. It's up to you if you want to add it on yourself or not. And just feel the back of your head on the mat. And you want your feet, your heels within a foot of your hips. And your arms can rest by your sides. And keep your gaze at the sky. Just crawl your shoulders down your back. And press your feet into the ground. And we're going to start with some pelvic tilts or lifts. So imagine tilting your pelvis forward and back. What actually happens is we arch our back off the ground to tilt the pelvis forward, more onto the tailbone. I'll move my arms up so you can see if you're looking. And as you exhale, you're releasing your back from the up back, mid back, low back to the ground. So you rise up and you release. Just nice and slow. Then you can bring your breath work into this. So inhale to lift up, arching the back, tilting the pelvis forward. And on your exhale breath, you're going to seal the back to the ground. As you move through these nice and slow, I want you to not use the core for this. So turn off the core muscles, let them get soft. We're using the legs and actually the pelvis to do this. So a lot of our sacral chakra is about, it's the water element and it's also sensual. So we're actually lubricating the hip joints here, opening the pelvic floor and really softening the sacrum. We do lots of sitting on the sacrum, or we do lots of sitting rather, and the sacrum can become stiff. And also just a moment to explore, we can sometimes feel closed off or guard ourselves in our sacrum from injuries or even other events throughout our life that might have happened. So let's just do 3 more. Taking your time with your breath, sealing the back on the ground, and then lifting up as you tip and open the pelvis. Press your feet into the mat firmly. When you lower it down, the low back draws firmly into the ground. And do 1 more. Awesome. Now go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together and take your knees wide. So Baddha Konasana, down angle pose. It's kind of like butterfly wings, and press your arms into the mat, whatever feels good. Take a big breath in here, press the soles of your feet together. As you exhale, draw your knees up towards one another. Your feet can even round, so the soles of your feet are on the mat now. And it's opening and closing these butterfly wings. Open and close, open and close. And this time I want you to turn on your abdominal muscles. Draw your belly button straight to the ground. Breathe in as you open the wings. Breathe out as you exhale, squeeze the knees together. You can go a little bit faster this time. See if you can breathe in and out of your nose here. So fired up Ujjayi breath along with pelvis movements. A lot of the sacral chakra, it's basically all the pelvis. You've got your sexual organs, your kidneys, your intestines, specifically the large intestines, as we talk more about the water and the flow and release. And it even incorporates your knees and joints. So let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You can take the knees wide or squeeze them in. Just gently caress the sacrum as you roll from side to side. A little release there. We are starting to warm up the pelvis, open up the hips a little bit. Nice. So we've got one more kind of hip thrusty movement for you before we move on a little bit. Plant your feet again, hips width distance apart. And about the same area from the hips as you were before, and walk your palms down, press your fingers into the mat, and lift your toes off the ground. So you're pressing your heels down. And take a breath in. And when you exhale, press your heels down, lift your hips up towards the sky. You might want to walk your shoulders down your back a little more. So it's like your bridge pose, but your heels are in the ground, your toes are up. Now inhale to lower about halfway. Exhale to squeeze and lift. So lower, lift, lower, and lift. Just a little bit more add-on of some firepower because you are lighting up your glutes here using the core, using the breath. Exhale at the top, inhale at the bottom. Let's get a little bit faster, more rhythmic with your breath. And also, this might be stepping out of your comfort zone to move your body in this way, kind of acknowledging our limitations and polarities of the chakra. So for 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top on 1 right here. Just press your heels down. Take a big breath in, press your shoulders into the mat, open your heart, expand open through the front line of your body. And then exhale, slowly release up back, mid back, low back. Draw your knees one at a time into your chest, and then give a little squeeze. Nice job, friends. Add on happy baby. So capture the soles of your feet, or you can always grab the thighs. You want to hug the knees in towards the ribs. You can feel the opposites attracting the constriction as you draw your feet up, but pull the palms down against the feet. Let's start to rock, pressing the sacrum one more time here. Maybe you extend through the heels a little bit. Nice, warmed up pelvis. When you're ready, draw your knees in towards your chest, but capture behind your thighs. And then rock and roll 3, 4, or 5 times, or draw your knees off to one side. And we want to make our way to tabletop pose. Build some momentum, cross the ankles, roll across the tops of the knees, and come to all fours with your palms spread wide under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Nice long spine, so keep your gaze at the earth. Reach back through your hips and reach forward through your crown. And then inhale, cow pose, melt your belly down, peel your heart forward, reach through your crown. Maybe you tuck your toes, stretch the soles of your feet. Then exhale, untuck your toes if you tucked them, round your spine to the sky, press the earth away through your shins, your palms, chin to chest, stretch the back of your neck. With your breath, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. Press into the thumb and index fingers. Inhale one more time, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose, round your spine towards the sky. And come back to a neutral spine, tabletop pose. Root down into that left hand there. Reach your right arm to the sky as the breath in. And thread your needle as you exhale. Right palm comes underneath, lower to your right shoulder and ear. You can stay here, or maybe take your left fingertips forward to the top of your mat, tent up onto the fingertips and just stretch the left side of your body. You might find a slight inner rotation of your thighs to spread open the pelvic floor and release and widen your sacrum. And slowly draw your left palm back by your left shoulder. Press into the ground. Inhale your right arm all the way up to the sky. Roll your wrist if you'd like. And exhale, plant your right palm under your shoulder. And the other side, sweep your left palm up with your inhale breath. Exhale breath sweeps down to your left shoulder and ear. Thread the needle. Right palm can stay planted, or maybe you elongate forward, stretching through the right side body on tented fingertips. If you feel more stable, you can always tuck your toes here. Couple deep breaths. Try to breathe in and out of your nose if possible, but whatever is most comfortable for you. And slowly plant your right palm by your right shoulder. Inhale, your left arm sweeps all the way up and out. Maybe you roll that ankle or that wrist rather a little bit here. Then plant your left palm down. Nice, friends. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, lift and lower your heels. And slowly working on heels reaching towards the ground to stretch the back line of your body. Make sure your fingers are spread wide, their shoulders width distance apart. And press into the thumb and index fingers, that fleshy point in between your thumb and index fingers. In traditional Chinese medicine, that's known as a pressure point, and it's grounding. So really press there. Not to mention that the thumb side muscles of your forearms are stronger and a bit bigger, so there's more protection for your wrists. Nice, and then slowly start to draw your heels a little bit more towards the ground. Really press through your palms, hips to the sky, neutral neck, and then find a slight inner rotation of your inner thighs. That'll just help spread open the pelvic floor and the sacrum a little bit more. Take one more breath in, send your hips up and back. Stay here for the breath out. Nice, strong, tall lines of energy. Nice, and soften your knees and look forward to the top of your mat. And walk forward to ragdoll pose. So tiptoe your feet forward. Feet come about behind the wrists, hips width distance apart. And go ahead and just fold in half. Grab your wrists to your elbow creases if you'd like. Sway side to side, shifting the weight. Shake your head no and yes. So your crown of head is hanging heavy towards the ground. Look behind you. And try to lengthen your tailbone up towards the sky. Let's be tall and open here. Take a breath in. On your exhale, release your hands to the ground. Bend your knees, round your spine. Inhale, slowly round up to standing, one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, take a breath in, roll your shoulders forward and up to your ears. Exhale them down your back. Awesome. Sweep your hands all the way down, around, and up. Mountain pose with a breath in. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Root your left toes wide. So actually lift and rise and flare them, and then root down into the four quarters of that left foot. We'll find tree pose on the right. So lift your right heel and you can open up the inner thigh. You can stay grounded like a kickstand on the floor, or feel free to slide that foot up to your calf, or even lift it all the way up if you're feeling open and ready into the inner thigh. And then just notice the sensation of the foot pressing against the leg. You want to fire up the leg muscles back into the foot equally. And try to stand tall again. And then steeple grip with the hands. Interlace your fingers, except for the index and thumb. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Try to soften your shoulders from your ears. Stand tall, pull your navel in. Just be here with your breath. Notice the balance shifting around. Then take your right palm, so you're going to release that steeple grip. Right palm presses the inner thigh presses back on that palm, and reach your left arm all the way over to the right side. A little bit of a side body balancing stretch. Nice, little tipsy tree. Now on your inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Draw your knee forward. As you exhale, hands to your heart and release your foot to the ground. Prepare for the other side. Spread your right toes wide, roots down on the four corners of that right foot. Inhale, lift and open up the left inner thigh. Again, you can kickstand your foot. You can rest it on your calf. Try to avoid pressure right on your knee joint. Maybe you pick and lift it up. Find those pressures together, that connection, steeple grip overhead. Ribs lift up off of your hips. Just take a moment, notice where your thoughts are and where is your focal point, your gaze. And is that focal point helping you stay in your balance? When you're ready, release your left palm down to your inner thigh. Find equal pressure of thigh and forearm pressing into one another. Take a breath in, reach your right arm up and over to that left side. Settle in, reach a little more through the pinky finger with your exhale breath. Make sure you're not dipping your heart forward. Pull open the chest. Whoa, if you fall out, come back to it. Nice. Inhale, come all the way back up to the top with the arms. Draw your knee forward. Exhale, hands to your heart, 2 feet to the earth. Shake out the ankles if there's anything going on there. Nice. Sweep your arms up to mountain pose. Breathe in. Forward fold, release. And take a moment, release your palms to the ground. Maybe you sway side to side or bend your knees. Nod your head no and yes. Send the tailbone to the sky as you stay rooted in your heels. Shift the weight into your toes. Nice, find a halfway lift right here. Maybe you draw the palms to the shins, soften your knees, shoulders down your back. You want your torso parallel to the ground, so reach through the crown and back through the tailbone. Take a breath in. Exhale, plant your palms for high plank, palms under the shoulders, heels high on the toes. Anytime you're in high plank, knees can be on the ground. Otherwise, activate the legs. You want your hips to stay in line with your heels and your shoulders the whole time. For our first chaturanga, feel free to bring the knees down. Inhale, shift your weight forward, shoulders ahead of wrists. Keeping your hips in line as you exhale, hug your elbows in. Come no more than 90 degrees down. Again, knees can be on the earth here. Inhale for upward facing dog, untuck your toes, hover the legs, peel your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press through those pressure points, the fleshy part of your thumb and index, hips to the sky. Nice, friends. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop, or float to the top of your yoga mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, release. Inhale, mountain pose. One breath to movement here. Exhale, hands to your heart. Shift the weight to your left foot. Inhale, open up tree. Find your steeple grip to the top. Exhale, bend over with that steeple grip, hands together. Inhale through center, draw your knee forward. Exhale, release your foot down, setting it back up for the other side. Inhale, arms overhead, open up the left leg to your tree, any variation. Steeple grip overhead as you exhale, side stretch to your left. Reach through the fingers. Inhale through center, draw your knee forward. Exhale, hands to heart, 2 feet to the ground. Sweep your arms down, around and up. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, fold it in half. Nice, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, high to low plank. Your Vinyasa flow, you can always stay in high plank or meet us in down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Got one more time as we build our heat in our sun A. Inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold with that breath out. Inhale, rise up, Tadasana, mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart. We add on a little bit in our third round. So inhale, open up to your tree variation on the right. Find your footing, find your steeple grip overhead. And we have our little add-on, a little forward fold. So keep the spine long, hinge at the hip crease. Maybe you just fold a little. Maybe you get about 90 degrees, that halfway lift. Reach through the fingers, root back through the heel, root into your tailbone as well to find some more length. Pull the navel towards the spine. Nice job, everybody. Inhale, come up through center. Draw your knee forward. Exhale, release your foot to the earth, hands to heart. Other side, and we're out. Inhale, open up your tree pose on the left. Steeple grip in hand. And then start to fold with your exhale breath when you're ready. And really pull the navel to the spine. If you make it to about 90 degrees, try to reach long through your fingers, press your palms together. Heel in the ground. Remember to press your leg muscle back into your foot. Keep your spine long. Inhale, rise up with your strength to standing. Draw your left knee forward when you get to the top. And exhale, hands to your heart, feet to the ground. Big breath in, Tadasana. Big breath out, fold in half. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back, high to low plank, chaturanga, dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome job, everyone. You're amazing. Getting ready to move on to sun B. Root into your left foot from your down dog. Sweep your right leg up and back. Take a nice breath in here and get long. Level your shoulders, your hips. And then bend your right heel to your left glute. Reach the right knee up towards the sky. Get a little more into your hip flexors and the groin, just opening up. And make sure the weight is distributed between both palms so your shoulders aren't switching over to the left. We want both shoulders level in the ground. Nice. This is your scorpion dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your right foot through, top of your mat between your hands. And bring your left knee down. So So coming into Anjaneyasana, a low lunge or crescent moon variation, notice right away the knee on the earth. You can always double pad under the knee with a blanket or fold your mat. Slowly walk up, 90-degree bends in the knees, arms come overhead. But this ain't no normal variation of Anjaneyasana. We want a deep lunge here. So keeping the hips on this parallel line with one another, hug and scissor your inner thighs. You'll feel the muscles light up as they squeeze to bone. Start to simultaneously lengthen the hips forward. The knee will bend. That's okay if it comes ahead of your ankle. Try to reach your arms up so you're lengthening from pubic bone to navel. Reach up and back, a slight back bend, still hugging the inner thighs. Nice. You can always bring the steeple grip here if you like, if that's helpful for you, or just reach back through the fingers. Think of length, opening the front line. A little lift of the heart, a little lift of your chin. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, press back up, scissor the inner thighs. Right palm comes to your thigh, palm up. You can add on a hand mudra if you want, thumb and index finger. You're going to shift forward onto the top of the left knee. Bring the heel up, reach your left palm down, around, and back. Capture about the big toe. So cat grabs tail. You might want to fold your mat here to protect your knee, or you can bring a strap into the game plan. Now we want to level our shoulders. How do we do that? Take your fingertips, crawl them to the top so you can capture the top of your toes, and then hug the shoulders forward. So it's like the heel of your hand is on your toenails, and then you're actually crunching your fingers, wrapping around the bottoms of your toes. Peeling your heel towards your hamstring. Now it's okay for the knee to be forward. We're not putting too much pressure here actually as weight-bearing load goes energetically, but if you have any knee issues, you can pop it back up, or if you just want to, if it feels better, hug those inner thighs, come back to that 90 here. Just really go deeper. Think of the quadricep on your left muscle. And then this hand mudra right here, you can keep it if you want. It's just bringing in infinite human mindfulness, and then the spirituality of the divine. That's what they say. Nice. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly release your back foot down. Option to bring your hands down. Inhale for warrior one. Lift your back knee, back heel down, slow and steady, rise up. Warrior one, your front knee's over your ankle. The back heel's rooted into the ground. Sometimes we need to step forward to make that happen. That's fine. Hips are level still. Shoulders over those hips. Get nice and tall. Hug the thighs. Notice your focal point. Bring your chin parallel to the ground. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hands can come to your heart. Press the palms together, thumbs into the sternum. Nice. Inhale, lengthen forward so your heel stays grounded. You'll start to notice that calf stretch. Take that breath in. And then exhale, a little gentle twist to the right. You do not have to touch the thigh with the elbow, just twist. So your spine is long, the hips are level, twisting the torso. Nice, Kirsten. Spinal rotation, feeling good. Take a breath in to find a little more length. Hug your thighs, but reach through the crown. Exhale, twist just a little more to the right. Nice, Pam. Inhale, unwind, hands to the sky for your warrior one. And exhale, open up warrior two. You might need to readjust your stance. Make sure your back heel is pressing into the ground, the whole pinky toe side rooted down. Hips are open. Maybe you pull in a hand mudra here with your fingers. If you'd like, you can flip the palms up. Take your gaze past your front fingertips and start to rely on the strength of your legs. Notice if you're crunching and rounding forward at all. Open up the chest, the collarbones. Draw your arms out and back just slightly. Nice, big breath in. Stay for an exhale. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep that hand mudra if you'd like in your front palm. Right arm to sky. Commit to the lunge. Peel out of your right hip crease. Spread the ribs open. Take a breath in here. And exhale, extended side angle. Legs remain the same. TikTok your hands. You can always rest your right forearm on top of your right thigh as a shelf. Keep the hips open. So rotate your heart to the side. Stack your ribs above this nice hover from your thigh. Awesome. Press into your right foot and your back foot. Inhale, rise up, star pose. Bring your right toes forward now. So both feet are facing the short edges of your mat. Let your shoulders open up, hinge open. Let the hip flexors get wide here as you gently press your torso forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Cactus arms. Notice, friends, if you're hinging forward, you want a nice long spine, shoulders over hips. So you might have to readjust, untuck your pelvis, correct any booty popping to bring that back into play, and then draw the navel in. As you inhale, lengthen your arms out to a T. And exhale, just settle in, root a little bit deeper. We're gonna add some twists on for the colon. Inhale, reach open. And to your right, exhale, twist, tap your left palm towards that right heel or even to the ground. As you inhale, we're going to come right back up. We're just focusing on the right. Realign your spine. Draw your navel in so you're not arching your back. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist, tap your right palm to the ground or to your heel. Inhale up with your breath. One more time. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend your elbows, cactus arms, sit a little deeper. Inhale, star, rise up, bring your feet forward. And exhale, warrior two, pivot your right toes forward. Nice job, everybody. Inhale, reverse your warrior one more time. Maybe that hand mudra's in your right palm. Exhale, palms to the ground, chaturanga dandasana, right foot can step back. Flow it or skip it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same stuff, but now focusing on the left side. Shift the weight to your right foot. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Level shoulders and hips. And then bend your left heel to your right glute. Scorpion dog, open up the hip. Make sure the weight's staying balanced between both palms here. Press into those pressure points, the flesh in between the thumb and index. Take a breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Step between your palms. Back knee to the ground. The Anjaneyasana, slowly rise up, hug the thighs, arms coming to the sky. If the shoulders don't like it, you can keep hands here. You can still hinge. Otherwise, reach up, breathe in to open the heart. When you exhale, just melt those hips forward. Keep length all the way up from the pubic bone to the navel. Open up the heart, reach the chest to the chin towards the sky. Squeeze, engage your abs to protect your low back. Last breath in. And exhale, rise up, left palm to the left thigh, palm faces up. Shift forward to the top of your right knee, bend your heel up towards your glute. Right palm circles back, captures your foot. Maybe you use a strap. Then go ahead and start to wrap your fingers towards the right little toe side until you come upside down with the hands to the foot, elbow to the sky. Shoulders level to the front of the room with your hips. Then you can work into where you want your hip positioning to be. Maybe that hand mudra one more time. It's called the chin mudra or mudra of consciousness or mudra of the teacher. Just breathe here, open the quad. We're going to use this later on in class. And we're going to flow all this stuff really soon. We'll see how we piece it together. Take a last breath in here. Exhale, gently release your foot to the ground, hands down. And rise up as you inhale, warrior one. Settle in. Weld your back heel in the ground. Your right toes are facing the top right edge of your mat. Pull your right hip forward in line with your left. Feel that leg activation. Draw your navel in. Get a little taller. Reach through the crown. Big breath in. Exhale, thumbs to sternum. Inhale, lengthen forward. Keep your right heel grounded. That might dictate how far you go. And on your exhale, twist to the left, to the inner thigh. Little warrior one twist. Keep rooting into the left foot. Don't allow your left knee to waver or the hip to waver. Try to keep it all locked in that one nice sweet spot. The alignment of knee and ankle. Right foot pressing down. Try to weld the little toe to the ground. Last breath in. Can you get a little more length through the crown? And breathe out, twist a little more. Nice, friends. Inhale, unwind to your warrior one. Reach for the sky. Your exhale, pivot your right heel down, warrior two. Settle in. Let it feel good. Maybe you flip your palms up. Maybe you invite that hand mudra in on both palms. Up to you. See if you can open the heart a little more to the side. Then extend through the arms. Deepen into your lunge. Next, inhale, reverse your warrior. Left palm reaches up and open. Settle in. Press your back little toe into the mat. Can you get a little deeper in the reach through your fingers, but commit to the left knee lunge? Last breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Left thigh lit up. You can press your forearm and thigh together here without making the knee move. Just feel that engagement. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Star pose as you breathe in, reach all the way up, straighten your legs, bring your toes forward. Hinge open at the hip flexors. The shoulders squeeze and rotate down. Full breath in. And exhale, goddess pose. Cactus arms, heels in, toes out. Anytime you're in these shapes, horse or goddess, you want to energetically draw the legs back to get more openness in the inner thighs. And just fire up the legs using the glutes. Make sure your knees are pointed in the same direction as your toes. Inhale, tee out your arms. This time as you exhale, twist to your left. Maybe your palm comes right underneath your arm stack. Maybe you reach towards it and tap your calf or heel. Nice. Inhale, come back up. Lengthen your spine, hips over ribs. And exhale, twist. Inhale, rise up, and obviously your hips are under your ribs. Exhale, twist. Last time to rise up for that twist as you exhale. Pause here, take a breath in. Stay for that breath out. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, cactus, your arms sit a little deeper. Whoo. Inhale, star, come up. Nice, friends. Exhale, warrior two. Left toes pivot forward. Inhale, reverse your warrior hand mudra if you want it. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal it out if your thighs, your quads just took a little beating, but we get to stretch them out. Now we flow all that, so you'll notice some things they're pieced together a little bit more smoothly. Okay, from your down dog, weight to your left foot. Inhale, scorpion dog, right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge, back knee down. Inhale, deep Anjaneyasana, crescent moon lunge, hips forward. Exhale, cat grabs tail, right palm to thigh, capture your foot, all smooth. Nice. Inhale, warrior one, release your foot, rise up, heel down. Exhale, hands to your heart. Lengthen forward through the crown, press the heel down. Twist on that exhale to the right. Nice, Savi, Karen, amazing. Inhale, warrior one, arms up. Exhale, warrior two, pivot open. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess, just passing through right here. Inhale, star, rise up. Exhale, warrior two, right toes pivoting forward. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, high to low plank. Maybe you hover your right leg this time. Don't let it touch the ground until you come to your up dog with that inhale breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale your left leg up and over for scorpion dog. Exhale, low lunge, back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, deep lunge. Exhale, cat grabs tail. Nice. Warrior one, as you inhale, lift the knee, plant the heel. Exhale, hands to your sweetheart. Lengthen forward, get as long as you can. Inhale. Exhale, twist to your left. Press the palms together, nice. Inhale, unwind that warrior one, arms overhead. Exhale, open up warrior two. Inhale, breath, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Rise, rise, rise. Exhale, goddess pose. Cactus those arms, sit deep. Inhale, star, rise up. Warrior 2, exhale. Reverse warrior again, breathe. High to low plank chaturanga as you exhale. Maybe you hover the left leg this time. Hug your elbows in, friends, as you lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Third time, we get to flirt with some little add-ons. Inhale your right leg up and back, scorpion. An option for wild thing. Look over your left shoulder, see your toes. Bring those toes behind you to the ground. Lift your hips and heart to the sky. Let your right arm reach back. So rooted in the feet, the left hand, but rising up tall through those pressure points. Heart is open. One more breath in. And on your exhale, bring your right palm to the ground. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Low lunge, exhale, step through. No changes here. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, deep lunge. And exhale, cat grabs tail. Pull it forward. Nice. Warrior 1, inhale, rise up. Here's a change. Exhale, take a bind. Bring your palms together. Roll your shoulders down your back and interlace those fingers. Keep your elbows slightly soft, a little bend. Make sure you're hugging your left hip forward in line with your right. Pull your navel up. Inhale, lift your heart towards the sky, a little back bend, fist draw towards the earth. Exhale, humble warrior, fold over your inner thigh. Stay grounded in your feet. Draw your navel up towards your spine. Try to soften your head, neck, and shoulders. Really press the palms together. Try to lift them off your low back. Even reach them up towards the sky. Avoid shrugging your shoulders into your ears. Find lift, length, and space. Back to your breath. One more breath in. Stay for that sweet exhale. Nice, friends. On your inhale, slowly return to standing. Press through your feet, right quad extremely active. Arms can come all the way back up overhead. Feel that openness in the chest. Breathe in. Warrior 2 as you exhale, open up. Nice. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Think of someone special. Dedicate your practice if you'd like. Exhale, extended side angle. Melt into it. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Pause here. Root down for your little toes. Take a deep breath in to get really tall. Now, as you exhale, it's Prasarita, wide leg forward fold. Hinge at your hip creases. Soften your knees. Fold them in half. And come all the way to the ground. Hands to the earth. You can nod your head no and yes. Sway side to side. Bend the knees. Maybe you take big toe grabs with your peace fingers. Try to just soften and elongate the whole back line of your body. Make sure you're pressing the little toe sides of your feet into the mat firmly. If you feel like you're really close to the ground, you can always shorten your stance, bring your legs in a little bit closer, or vice versa. If you're really far from the ground, feel free to widen your stance a little bit. Challenge yourself, change it up a little. Find some breath. Shift the weight more into the toes while you keep your heels grounded and try to send your hip bones to the sky. And slight inner rotation of the thighs. One more breath in. And exhale, just dive a little bit deeper. Nice. Palms plant under your shoulders, find a halfway lift, so long spine, gaze at the floor, reach to the crown. That's your inhale. Exhale, low lunge at the top of your mat, so right toes pivot forward. We'll find lizard lunge, bring both palms to the inner thigh, walk your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. And we're gonna stay up here and active in the leg. So get your right knee stacked over your ankle. Feel free to press your upper arm into the inner thigh and press that inner thigh back into your arm. That way your knee is not wavering side to side and you're lit up. Back heel high over your toes, engage your inner thighs, still scissored there. And feel the weight leave the shoulders and the neck as you press those pressure points in your hands into the mat, navel to spine. Spreading those fingers wide, gripping the mat, feeling active and tight in the legs, the core, leveled hips. Take one breath in. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Step your right foot back. Maybe you float it now. Try it if you didn't before. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And one more time, friends, for this here. Inhale your left leg, open, open, scorpion dog. Look over your right shoulder, see your toes. And open up to wild thing. If you'd like, bring those toes to the ground behind you. Press through your feet, right hand, lift the hips and heart to the sky. Feel the hip flexors open, the sacrum, maybe feeling a little tight, so really squeeze the tailbone towards the knees. Last breath in. Exhale, return your left palm to the left shoulder ground. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge, step between your palms. Back knee down. Inhale, your deepest lunge yet. Reach up, lift the heart. And exhale, find that cat grabs tail. Bend the heel up, press it gently towards the glute. Slowly release, rise up, warrior one. Take that breath in. When you get to the top, sigh it out, that breath. Take a bind. Shoulders roll and soften down your back. Press the palms together, interlace the hands, soften the elbows. Nice, pull your right hip forward, weld the right hip to the ground. And inhale, lift your heart, keep those hips level, protect the back, engage your core. And exhale, fold, humble warrior. It's okay if your palms are resting right above your sacrum. And if that's where you're at, just try to lift them an inch higher than you normally do. And you can also take a strap here in the hands instead of that bind. I should have said that earlier. Nice, shoulders out of ears. Avoid letting the shrug happen here. Pull the belly to the spine. Create a little space, yeah, from your thigh. Stay for one more inhale breath. And stay, sigh it out for that exhale. Rooted in your feet, inhale, rise all the way to standing. Strong in the legs, arms overhead. Deep breath in at the top. And exhale, pivot open, warrior two. Reverse your warrior on your inhale. And exhale, extended side angle, melt like butter, heart is open. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Pause, take that full expression. Exhale, Prasarita, wide leg, forward fold. Now, friends, especially in the studios rather than on remote classes, there's always this option to add on anything you want. And we can do that here. You can stay in Prasarita. If you want to add on crow pose or firefly pose or shoulder or headstand, not a shoulder stand, but a headstand, go ahead and add any of these things on. We've got about another minute to play, or you can always stay. Nice, Tana. I see where you're going. Jacob, awesome crow, beautiful. Pam, you're doing awesome. Yes, Karen, love it. Zavi, always rocking. Take about 2 more rounds of breath. Maybe you're just enjoying a really good Prasarita. Stretch the back, nod the head, no, yes. If your feet are off the ground, friends, bring them back to the ground. Release your palms to the ground. Palms spread wide under your shoulders, nicely. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your mat. And then bring your left foot to the outer left edge of your mat for lizard lunge. Palms are wide, right under your shoulders. Stay up and active. You could always bring that knee down, but we want to keep it up and active here. Scissor action, the inner thighs. Heel high on the toes. Hopefully the wrists aren't feeling any pain. Press into those pressure points of the hands. And fire up your left inner thigh. Hug it into the arm. Press the arm into the leg so your leg is staying still. It's just all this energy shifts. Reach through the crown, soften your shoulders down your back, pull your belly button to the sky. All fired up with nowhere to go but Chaturanga. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fly your left leg back, high to low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take it or leave it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, pedal that baby out. Take that dog for a walk. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Nice. On your inhale, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, hop, or float between your palms. Come to your seat. Make sure you can take a small sip of water here if you want. You're gonna meet on our back for some belly up core. We don't need any props for this part. Let everything flow. Take it on down. Maybe you rock down, roll down from low back, mid back, up back. Get a little core worker right there. Awesome, friends. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees nice and wide. Our butterfly pose from the beginning of class. Take your elbows wide, interlace your fingers behind your head. Head heavy in the hands. Bound angle sit-ups. Draw your belly button straight to the ground. Take a breath in. And exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Lift up, reach up, look for the sky, and then lower back down. And lift with the exhale breath. Down, up, down, up. Keep your low back drawing into the mat. Squeeze that baby belly button all the way to the earth. Keep your elbows wide. Press your feet together. Let those exhales out. Freedom to escape the body, create space here for what's growing inside the stomach, those muscles. We've got 4 more. 3. Last 2. Here's your last one, best one. Lift the shoulders off the mat. Release your head. Keep your feet together. Now lift the feet up to a hover. Try to keep pressing the toes, the heels down. You're gonna reach the arms up, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And it's like climbing a rope back in gym class. Reach your right arm to the left side, left arm to the right side, side to side. So you alternate, pretend you're climbing a rope, reach up, keep the belly drawing to the ground. Whew. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to your chest. I'm going to take them wide and rock side to side. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Last full deep inhale. Sigh out some hot air. Grab behind your thighs. Start to rock and roll 3, 4, or 5 times. We're going to make our way to child's pose this time. So you can cross your ankles, roll to the knees. Keep your knees wide. Bring your big toes to touch. And send your hips back to rest on your heels. Make sure your legs are wide enough open that you can comfortably rest your torso between the thighs. Walk your hands forward so you can rest your forehead to the ground. If your shoulders are having any tension, draw the elbows out a little bit wider. Come back to breath. Fluid flow. The color of this sacral chakra is orange. I say to light it up, you can match it with foods. So orange foods that you can think of like yams and sweet potatoes and apricots and mangoes and pumpkins. Stuff to bring hydration to the body. Draw your nose up towards your brow crease. Just feel a little bit more spaciousness across the spinal cord. And melt your hips a little bit closer to your heels. Sink in a little bit more. And take 1 more breath in. You can open mouth, part the lips, sigh that breath out onto your mat. Keeping your legs, your knees, your toes right where they are. Inhale, rise up, press into your palms, shoulder width apart. Hinge forward, draw the toes to the sky. Melt the hips forward and down. Shoulders soften together down your back so you're not hunching in with the ears. Take a breath in. As you exhale, send the hips back to the heels, lengthen your arms. 2 more times with your breath. Match your breath to movement. Inhale, undulate through your spine, feel the heart. Exhale, melt it all back, shimmy it back. 1 more time, inhale, round and open. Exhale, child's pose, melt it back. Inhale to tabletop, this time rise up, all 4s, tucking the toes. Downward facing dog, exhale, send it all back. Nice, pedal it out. Awesome job. Shift the weight to your left foot. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Get long in that energy. And exhale, it's a pigeon prep pose. Take your right knee, still hovering here to the right wrist. Maybe you tap the left toes towards the left forearm. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale your pigeon prep. It's like as if you were coming into pigeon pose, but you're staying hovered and up. Inhale your right leg high. Last time here, exhale pigeon prep. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale low lunge, step between your palms. And crescent lunge, slow and steady, rise up. Feet are about hips width. Hips always trying to stay level. Strive to bring that left hip forward. Hands to heart or hips or reach them overhead. Nice. Scissor the inner thighs. Root down in your right foot. Spread the toes wide. This is your base. Take a breath in. As you exhale, step forward into chair with airplane arms. So plant the feet, send back in the hips, engage your inner thighs, shoulders squeeze together down, and lift those hands up a little bit higher, a little more tricep work. Nice. Try to avoid booty popping or rounding, hunching. Get long in the spine. Draw the belly button in and up. Awesome, friends. Inhale, chair pose. Reach your arms up and slightly forward as you sit back in the hips. Reach through the heart. Root into your right foot. Or root into your left foot actually. Eagle pose. Take your right leg up and over, crossing, and your right arm under the left. And touch the hands, the shoulders, wrap them. Your foot can stay tapped on the ground. Maybe it flies or you tug it back. Just wrap everything to the midline of your body. Sit down and deep. Try to level your hips and lengthen your sweet spine. Elbows up at shoulder height, forearms drawing forward. Find that sweet balance right here. Just another 2 rounds of breath. Try to sit a little deeper as you exhale the breath out. Create that room, that length with your inhale, and then sit a little deeper. Nice. Slowly inhale to one leg mountain. You can always tap the foot down if you need to shake out that left leg. Your right knee lifts. We have dancer's pose. If you need a strap, you can grab one. Otherwise, right knee to left knee. Flex the foot. Right arm reaches back. Capture the inner arch of your foot. Take a breath in. Then exhale, hinge your heart forward. Kick your right foot into your hand, lifting your toes up towards the sky. Rooted in your left toes. Maybe you make that hand mudra, consciousness mudra with your left hand. Try to keep the hips and shoulders level. Just reach the toes up. Slide your shin up the wall, about 1 more inch. Nice work, everybody. Hinge open at the hip flexors. Let the heart peel forward as the back arches. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for that breath out. Inhale, 1 leg mountain. Slow and steady. Exhale, fold in half. Foot down, fold right in half. You got it. Halfway lift, inhale. And exhale, step it back to down dog. If you want chaturanga, add it on. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, you're amazing. Last time, inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, pigeon prep, squeeze. Try to hover that leg up a little higher in space. 2 more times. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, pigeon prep, squeeze. Inhale, left leg up. Last time, pigeon prep, exhale. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists here. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, low lunge. Crescent lunge, slow and steady, rise up. Back heel high on the toes. Spread your left toes wide, scissor your thighs. Draw the energy up through your hands, but soften the shoulders. Left foot feels rooted, I hope. Press it down, fire up the legs, the glutes. Take a breath in. Exhale, chair plane, fly it forward, land your foot. Weight in your heels. Shoulders down your back. Try to lift that high five up a little bit more. Palms face the ground. Navel the spine, sit deep, reach through the crown. Squeeze the shoulders. Nice. This time, root your right foot down. Well, both feet. Inhale, chair first. Right foot roots. Exhale, step your left foot up, cross it over, set up your eagle. Left arm and elbow under the right arm and elbow. Find your stance and settle on in. Level the hips. Elbows up to the shoulder height and draw the forearms forward. Bring your shoulders back over your hips. Feel open in the back of your heart. Like a serpent, squeeze and wrap everything around one another, hugging everything to the midline of your body. 2 more breaths. Your next inhale, come up to one leg mountain. Bring your left knee with you. Feel free to shake it out if those muscles are feeling it. Then exhale, draw the knees together. Left arm sweeps back. Set up for dancer's pose. Maybe you want to strap for this around your left foot with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen the right side body. And exhale, hinge at the hip creases. Kick your foot to the sky at the same time as you open up the heart and hinge a little bit more. Hand mudra option in the right palm. Connect the index finger with the thumb. Find your focal point, root the right foot down. Maybe you touch a wall with your right palm or the side of your body. Reach your left toes towards the sky a little more. Kick your foot into your hand. Try to keep the hips level, hips width distance apart with the knee. Last breath in. Last breath out. On your inhale, slowly return to one leg mountain. Take your time, rise up. Check that balance out. Exhale, 2 feet down, fold in half. Awesome job, everybody. Halfway lift, inhale, get long in your spine. Exhale, downward facing dog or last chaturanga dandasana of class. Take it or leave it. Nice, inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, float down to your knees and come to your sit bones. Maybe you face the side of your mat so you have a nice wide leg forward fold, all spread out on the mat. Toes to the sky, flex them deeply. You want your thighs and knees to face up. You can stay up here and enjoy it. Or you have the option to walk forward, hinging at the hip creases, keep your spine long. And maybe you take a block under your chest if you'd like, or come all the way to the ground or wherever you're comfortable. Option to extend and grab big toes with peace fingers. You want to keep this external rotation of the upper thighs to the sky, even a little bit back with the toes staying flexed. And reach through the tailbone to the ground and either rise up tall through the crown of the sky, or if you're folded, just lengthening your spine. Got 3 breaths right here. And see if you can soften your shoulders a little bit. Focus, point, maybe you close your eyes. Last inhale, last exhale. If you're grabbing your toes, you can release your palms under your shoulders, support your spine up if you're folded. And staying rooted in your sit bones, fire log, take your left knee and bend it so that your shin is parallel to the top of your mat. And then take your right leg on top of the left and try to stack that as well. Sometimes getting a nice stack isn't accessible and you might be almost more like a butterfly. That's fine as well. If you've got lots of room in between a leg and a thigh, feel free to take a block or a blanket or a hoodie or something and fill in that space. Staying grounded in the sit bones, tall in the spine. Option for hand mudras or just palms on thighs, or possibly even folding, rounding the spine here, using another block if you had it. Whatever you need to stack up, just to feel comfortable and let go. I'm going to keep flexing your toes back to your knee joints and protect them. Make sure the sit bones ground. If you round and the pelvis lifts, then just stay up. One more round of breath. And supporting yourself up, use an inhale breath, your palms, if you're folded and rounded, just rise on up. We'll grab underneath our thighs, gently unstack the legs, maybe shake them out, bending the knees a little bit. Then we go right into the other side. So your right leg is underneath, your left leg is on top. And if it's accessible, just slide a little bit deeper so that the ankle bones are hanging off freely from the meat of the thigh. If not, don't worry about it. Butterfly pose is there too. Fill in the gaps. Stay rooted and grounded, get tall, ribs have some space. An option to fold, keeping the pelvis right where it is. Remember to flex your toes towards your knees. On your next inhale, gently support yourself back up. Grab under the thighs and shimmy out the legs. I guess we're going a little over today, so I hope you have time to stay. If not, you're welcome to go into a Shavasana and cool yourself down with a happy baby. Otherwise, I have a fun shape, King Pigeon, Eka Pada Rajakapotasana to add on. So we will come to that sweet, sweet downward facing dog one more time. Press into those pressure points. If you have to leave, that's fine, I get it. Maybe enjoy a few minutes Shavasana with us while we just talk through it. Come to class later. Sweep your right leg up and back. Take that deep breath in. And exhale, half pigeon, right knee to the outer right wrist. Let your shin meet the mat. Left knee goes down, untuck the toes. Make sure your left leg is long out of your hip socket. You can look back and check. Level the hips. If there's any big gaps from your right hip to the ground, feel free to slide a blanket or a block there to support. Just bring the ground, the support to you. Now you can stay right here, externally rotating your thigh bone and shin bone into the ground to protect your knee. You have the option to fold over your leg. Take a couple rounds of breath to settle in. Maybe use a block under your forehead or chest, or just soften and melt right into the ground. And we want to add on. So on your inhale, gently support your palms to press your spine back up. This is where things can get a little exciting. Keep the hips level best you can, the core tight. Bend your left knee so your heel comes up. Take your left palm around, capture the foot, just like we did at the beginning in our sunbeam. Try to lift the elbow up, wrap the toes, or the fingers rather, so they grab the tops of your toes. And maybe you're bringing the shoulders forward, that elbow up. Option to stay here if it's comfortable. Reach your right arm up. If not, keep yourself grounded. Otherwise, you can reach your right arm up. Maybe take that hand mudra one more time. And then option to slide your left elbow crease to the toes. Right arm back and over. There's usually a little more space feeling here than the first variation. Capture the hands if possible. You can use a strap for this. Any of this left foot action, you can use a strap. And then try to bring both shoulders forward. Keep the core tight to protect the back. Melting the hips down, but hugging the inner thighs. Take your gaze forward, maybe up. Just find a round of breath, or two, or three. And take one last inhale. Now as you exhale, just gently release to that lock in the hands if you had it. Release your foot to the ground. And then come back into a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift the left knee, right leg to the sky, shake it out to bring some circulation back into it. And then we dive to our down dog and right into that left side. So when you're ready, left leg to the sky, that's your inhale. And exhale is your half pigeon, left knee to the outer left wrist, left shin on the ground, and right leg is long behind you, right out of the hip socket. Sometimes our big toe sickles inward. Just try to keep it pointed straight back, level the hips. Externally rotate the left thigh and shin, stay upright or fold it down. Point is to get the hips open as best we can before we move into the deeper pigeon variations. Got the quad open from earlier, working on the quad even more. One more round of breath. And on your next inhale, press into your palms to support your spine up. Engage your belly button to your spine so you have that tight core. My hip often feels tight on the right here. That's okay. We work into it. Make sure this right inner thigh is rotating inward to keep it protected. Bend the heel towards the glute. Capture the right foot with your right hand. Work on pulling gently the heel towards the glute. You can use a strap. Maybe working that elbow up, maybe supporting left hand, or perhaps that left hand comes up in that hand mudra. And then you have the option to slide the elbow crease around the toes. Bring your left palm behind your head and capture those hands. Try to draw both shoulders forward, keeping the scissor thigh engagement action happening, as well as the external left thigh rotation happening. 3 rounds of breath. Now, if you're going into the full extent, I'm not able to do it, but you would reach underneath, capture the toe, and bring that right arm or elbow to the sky, eventually bringing that left hand back, maybe touching the toe to the foot. I don't have that much flexibility in my own back, so whatevs, we'll get there. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release your left palm down, release your right foot back, bring your right palm to the shoulder, find your 3-leg dog. Left leg to the sky, shake it out, feel all that spaciousness in your inner thighs, your hips, your quads. Holy moly, warmed up pelvis. Take a breath in. And exhale, gently walk your feet through the top of your mat, come to a seat, and slowly lower to your back. Just a couple more things and we're out. Hopefully you have a little bit more time today, getting some extra love in. Nice, friends. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of feet together, knees wide. Just take a moment to get a nice neutral spine melt onto the mat. Maybe you bring your thumb and index fingers of both hands together and rest them a little heart shape on your sacral chakra. So in between the pubic bone and your navel, it's accompanying some of those organs. Little gesture of love, walk your shoulders down your back. And with your breath in, draw your knees together. With your breath out, extend your heels up towards the sky. So we're gonna do some little V work, about twice on each side. Let your legs open up in a V with toes flexed as wide as you're comfortably possible. Just kind of hang out there for a moment, feel it. Spine is long and neutral on the ground. You can tee your arms out nice and wide. And then just hanging out for a moment, feeling the spaciousness. We are going to slowly try to keep your left leg where it is, releasing your right leg all the way to the ground. So you're pivoting the hips side to side a little bit here to the right, keeping the left leg up. And then once the right leg is grounded, slowly draw the left leg to stack on top of the right. Try to keep your left shoulder grounded best you can, and the hips will stack. And then take a moment to notice where your legs line up. Usually the left leg is not in line with the right, so extend through the left hip a little more, get the heels lined up, the toes lined up, flex your toes. Root through your sit bones just a little bit, so gently arch your back. Take your gaze up or to the left. Just take a moment to breathe here. And keep flexing the toes, the legs stay very active. And keeping the right leg grounded, start to lift your left leg nice and active all the way back up. And then eventually you're going to come back open to your wide V with both sit bones grounded, but both legs hovering. And hang out here for about 3 breaths. Trying to hold the legs open to a full expansion. It's like encompassing and encapsulating the flow of energy, the flow of the water. And when you're ready, friends, start to gently release the left leg down. Try to keep the right leg wide open best you can. When that left leg's rooted, slowly glide the right leg to stack. And hips will stack. Then elongate through the right hips so the right and left soles of feet will, rather the sides of the feet stack. The hips and the toes, the legs are an equal length, and look up or to your right and breathe it out. And with your next inhale, begin to lift that flexed right foot all the way back up. Get it up towards the sky, and then slowly pivot onto both legs hovering in the sky so that your sit bones, your pelvis are back on the ground. Your legs are spread wide open. Enjoy this shape for another 8, 6, last 4, knees to your chest in 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Give a little squeeze. Gently rock side to side, releasing the low back, the sacrum. Nice. And then pause through center and round up into your tightest little ball yet. Squeezing out any leftover liquid, juice, juju you don't need to hold in your body. Take a breath in and exhale, Shavasana, release. Let it go. Take your heels a little bit wider than your hips. Walk your shoulders down your back. Palms flip to the sky. Your eyes feel heavy in the sockets behind the closed weighted lids, if you're comfortable. Unhinge the sides of your jaw. And parting your teeth, maybe tracing the top teeth with your tongue. And letting your tongue widen and flatten on the floor of your mouth. Be present in the moment, feeling the breath enter the body. Just noticing all the little micro changes when you exhale. The journey of the sacral chakra is about water, fluidity, sensuality, balancing polarities. That holding and that releasing, that containment of the water, the fluid, the sensual, the energy you have, being able to contain it while letting it flow freely, without it overspilling, becoming sloppy, without it drying up. So every time you come into action and resistance, or you think about mind, body, or rooting and lifting, or self and other, you're acknowledging Svadhisthana, your sacral chakra. You can always stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready to leave this practice today, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll wrists and ankles. And maybe take a big, long, good morning stretch. Lengthen it all out while you are rooted and supported on the mat. And then maybe draw your knees into your chest, a little squeeze or law off to your favorite side by simply shifting over. Bicep can be your sweet pillow to rest in, cozy and supportive. If you're ready, just gently support yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes heavy and hazy on the floor or even closed all the way. Make sure your sit bones are grounded, whatever sitting shape you choose. And if you'd like to, you can bring your hands to your heart. Thumbs into the sternum, lift the chest just a little bit, drop the chin towards the chest. Thank you for being here and exploring this chakra with us, the second chakra from the ground up. I appreciate you, your time, and everything you bring to this community. Bring my hands up to my third eye space of light and intuition we will talk about next week in class. I appreciate you again and always. Namaste, and thank you.